Good morning and welcome to Wednesday's Word, which comes to you from Carlton Community Church here in Nottingham. Wednesday's Word. Well, today's word is patience. Patience. The Cambridge Dictionary describes patience in the following ways. It is the ability to wait or to continue doing something despite difficulties or to suffer without complaining or becoming annoyed. That's a challenge to all of us. The Bible describes patience like this. It is the ability to endure under difficulty or pressure, or to stay steady, keep going. Just charter your course and keep on going. Charles Swindoll said this about patience. He said, "True patience is waiting without the worrying." I like that. Waiting without worrying. The old divines had a phrase they used to use to describe the waiting, being patient for God to do what he said. And they referred to it as the slow pace of God. And they understood that God will do things in his time, on time, the way he wants to do them. And there are many things in our lives that we can change, but there are particular things that only God can bring to fulfillment. And we have to learn to rest and come to terms. Particularly in our fast-moving living society, we must rest in the slow pace of God. And I want to leave 3 short principles with you today to encourage you in you being patient. The first one is this. In the awaiting of fulfillment of the promise of God, you will have to be patient. Abraham waited many years for the promise of his son Isaac. And the writer to the Hebrews in chapter 6 verse 11 said this, "We do not want you to become lazy, but to imitate those who through faith and patience inherit what has been promised." And being patient, awaiting the fulfillment of God's promise, isn't just a laissez-faire, que sera, or whatever will be, but in those moments of practicing patience as you await the fulfillment of the promise of God, you are exercising your faith, your trust in God. Secondly, the Bible encourages us and admonishes us that in affliction, we must be patient. In affliction, when things are hard, times are difficult. And Paul wrote to the Romans in chapter 12 and verse 12, these 3 great little phrases that you can build so much on. Be joyful in hope. And when the Bible speaks of hope, it's not speaking of a maybe, it might be, or a possibly, but it is the confident expectation of good. So be joyful in hope, be patient in affliction. Oh, how we want to get out of things so quickly before God has done his work. So today, if you're in affliction, things that are hard, be patient, trust God. And he said to be faithful in prayer. Keep on talking to the Lord. And finally, let me say this. The Bible encourages us that in being aware or having an awareness, it equips us with patience. Jesus was a wonderful model and still is, but when he was on earth, he was a wonderful model of being aware of the seasons of God in his life. Therefore, he was never impatient. And in John's Gospel, chapter 7, his family members came to him and said, "Come with us and make yourself famous, do the miracles." And he said, "Hang on a moment, my time has not yet come." That's why he was patient, because his timing and his purpose in his season wasn't in the hands of his family or others, but in the hands of God. And it says in the scriptures, my times are in his hands. So I want to encourage you today to be patient. Save yourself and others from all the stress and anxiety that impatience brings in your life. Be like Christ. Trust in your Father. He will fulfill that concerning you. God bless you. Have a wonderful day, and hopefully I will see you next week.